Hi, I'm Joe Valesco at ZPacks, and this is our Altaplex tent setup video. The Altaplex is our newest tent. It's in-between size tent for 1.5 people. First thing you need to do is find one of the front corners of the tent. The corners of the tent have a label on them, so they're easy to find. Take out the front corner, come across to the other front corner. Now this is important. What you're going to do here is pull the corner out tight and then come back about 10 inches or so. The distance that you come back determines how high the peak of the tent is going to be. So if you find that the peak is too high or too low, you need to adjust the distance that you come back with the front stake. This tent requires a 58 or 59 inch tall trekking pole. Some trekking poles, for example, the Compradel poles that we carry, are tall enough. If your own trekking poles are not tall enough, you can use just a little extender like this, which is just a tube that pops on the end of your pole to give it some extra height. So you can set this up with any trekking pole if you add an extender. The handle of the pole goes up towards the peak of the tent. The pole is going to be at a little bit of an angle that keeps it from falling over while you're setting it up. I'm going to come around to the back of the tent. The next step is to stake out the back center. I'm going to stake out the back corner. If this wall doesn't look flush enough for you, you can always move the front stake and tighten it up a little bit. Just going to do the same thing on the other side of the tent. Back around the front. So that's basically it for the setup. I'm going to show you how the doors work. This tent has what we call storm doors, basically just door flaps that roll down to block wind and rain to the front of the tent. With buttons here to roll them up. Right here at the front we have a line adjuster and a carabiner. The carabiner clips to the loops at the ends of the doors. Just clip it in place and pull it tight. These doors simply overlap. There's no zippers to worry about or anything like that. And that's it. Normally you would want to leave one or both of the doors open for airflow. So you can kind of see. There's if you leave just one door down, you have a pretty good amount of vestibule space here for storing your wet boots, shoes, your backpack out front of the tent. If it's nicer weather, you can leave both sides up. I'm going to go ahead and put the other door up now. standard short length knee-aware pad just for scale. So you can see this is a larger tent for one person. There's a ton of space for a taller person. I think someone who was 6'4" or 6'6" would be able to sit up in here without a problem. The width of the floor is 36 inches wide. If you had to, you could probably squeeze in a second person, but it's really just meant to be a larger space for one bigger person. The length of the tent, you can see I've got enough space to completely stretch out my arms. I'm 5'9" for reference, but a person that was, you know, almost a foot taller than me would still have enough space in this tent. If you want to close the doors, you can do that from inside. It's as simple as rolling down the door, grabbing your clip and clipping it, pulling it tight. That's easy to do from inside the tent. One thing I'd like to show you, the tent overhangs the bathtub by a good 5 or 6 inches. It's kind of hard to see, but basically the bathtub of this is set back from the edge of the tarp. So if you're in light rain or if the rain is blowing this way, you can leave the doors open in the rain without water getting in on your bathtub. The bathtub floor is 8 inches tall, so you have a good amount of lip there. The sides and the back of the bathtub are held up by these elastic cords here. So the tarp is actually lower than the edge of the bathtub, so it would be nearly impossible for water to get up onto the bathtub around the perimeter. All the way around the perimeter of this tent is screen, which again is hard to see, but there is screen all the way around the perimeter. The reason for that, it allows some airflow. Also, if you get any condensation on the inside of this tent and it happens to run down the walls, it has somewhere to go to exit the tent instead of getting on your bathtub. I'll just take it down real quick so you can see it coming down as well. I usually just fold it up, fold and roll it up. And that's that. That's our Altaplex tent setup. Thank you.